Yeah, sounds. Can you put JL?
Would you rather look at yourselves or would
No.
you rather me monitor it?
I wouldn't want to look at you. I wouldn't look Sorry, I wouldn't look at myself. I don't want to.
Have you got that on record? You didn't even mean that either, did you?
No, I wouldn't want to look at myself, sorry.
No,
Do you?
Oh, lad, I'll look at me and you, yeah. Cheers.
Cheers to that, eh?
And welcome to the first episode of the Minerva Podcast, eh?
I know, yeah. It's been a while coming, hasn't it, to be fair?
It has that. That's heavy, that.
What is it?
Mosaic lager. Belter.
To be honest, we've got mad drinks here, to be fair. I've got a summer stout, which is like wine and Guinness together.
Yeah.
Which
Looks
is-
like Keith had in that as well.
Which is a bit of a mad combo, to be fair, but it works quite well. And a Mosaic lager. It won 2017 World Beer Awards.
And Jacob doesn't even drink, do you? Nah, just a host with the most, lad. But it'd be proper slave down the mic there. But the reason behind the podcast, anyway, Jay, do you wanna tell the reason, mate?
I think we were out on a night out. We were out in Liverpool in the Merchant. If you know it, if you don't, go. We were outside.
Fun
And
fact about the Merchant. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
In my bedroom the other day, in my drawer, I was having a clear out and I found a coaster. And I was like, just a paper
what,
one.
you rob coasters from bars?
No, just a beer mat. Well, I seen it on 2 Pints of Lager. Guys used to stick them behind them and that. But no decent ones. I just like Stella. Did you ever watch it? I was like Stella Carlin. I get the decent ones. And I've got the Merchant one on my wardrobe in the corner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll have to bring it next time.
Anyway, yeah, bring it for this. But go on. Anyway.
We were outside and we were having... I think we had quite a few to drink, to be honest, and we were putting the world to rights outside, and one of our good friends come over and he was like, you should start this podcast. You should start a podcast. And we were like,
we're natural conversationalists.
Yeah, it was, yeah, we were just at first, we were just us, it was us just chatting a bit of shit together, and then from there, this has just turned into where we are today, and here we are actually doing a podcast.
we had the idea to do a podcast, we mentioned the podcast, and here we are, lad.
I know it's good, but like this one's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different to what it usually is, but usually it's going to be based around guests, really. But we thought this today was just have a nice little chat to say what we like about it, why we want to do it, and take it from there, really, innit?
Yeah, that is that. It's it was mad because I think it was Will. Do you think it was Will?
I think it was.
I'm convinced it was Will, who we will be getting on as well.
Yeah,
we will.
Yeah,
we will. But yeah, he's when I mentioned it to him because we drove past a few weeks ago, lad. We went to where did we go? I went to Seven Park, but never asked you.
Didn't get the invite, even though I live around the corner.
But we went there, and then we seen this building, and he nearly crashed as well. We told you that, didn't we? Yeah. He was like, "Is that it? Yeah, it's big, that." And it went through a red light, lad. And I was like, "We're gonna get you on." But it must have been him. Who else could it have been?
I think I remember it being Will. I can see his face now coming over with this big smile.
Big smile. Yeah.
Got used to should start a podcast, but I think we put other people in. They were like, "You should, you know."
Yeah.
I think it was more of a mutual thing, and then at the time, obviously, we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it. We'll start it." We started on Monday on the Saturday. Yeah. Here we had about.
No, I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah, about a year, probably about a year, and to be fair, it's all worked out quite well, really. I think looking forward, we've got what we've got planned. Obviously, we're going to have guests on every week.
Some big guests, mate.
Yeah, we're going to a nice variety. We're looking for people just in the city, really, going from music to comedy to just
business
owners, food, everything. There's going to be a bit of everything, and there's actually some really amazing people going around. There's obviously people now.
Charity owners as well. We've got
charity owners, a few charities coming on as well, and there really is some amazing people, and we want to obviously make a fun, informative, as well make a showcase what some great people there is in the city as well.
Just because the idea behind the podcast for me, well, for us, I know it was definitely for me, was someone mentioned it when we said, "Yeah, we should start a podcast." And I remember when we had it again in the Merchant when that mad thing happened with the buzzer.
Just to let you know, we do quite like the Merchant.
Yeah. If you haven't been, go. Is that open on Saturday? I reckon it is, you know. Because they can social distance and that, can't they?
You probably can, like.
Yeah, we're not going. But, how long have you not been? This is the longest you haven't been in the Merchant for in a while, isn't it?
Yeah, well, obviously since March, innit?
Yeah.
It was every day.
Yeah, lad, it would be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Where are you, lad? Just in the Merchant, you?
A full pizza and 4 drinks.
Less than a score.
Singles. Between the two of you, it's like literally about £6 each.
Lad, it's mad, isn't it?
And that's...
Have you been in the Merchant, lad? Yeah.
Good pizza.
Lad, it's a heavy pizza. Probably one of the best pizzas in Liverpool.
Well,
after Asda.
What's the place? A place actually got voted the best pizza in Liverpool.
Amalia.
I've not been. Is it good?
By the Bradford, lad, yeah. I went like 3 times in a month.
I'm not much of a pizza connoisseur, but I've had a few good pizzas in town. Crust is amazing.
Is it? I've never been to Crust, mate.
Been to Crust. Oh, it was so good. We were waiting for ages to get in, but it was worth the wait really at the end of the day. But yeah, but just in general, really, it's just.
But yeah, sorry, what were we saying before we got on the merchants? Rewind. We were talking about a podcast, weren't we? And I said to you, I think we were sat in yours actually. So that was only this year that we said it. And I was like, lad, if we did start a podcast, who could we get? And we just started reeling people off, and we were like, we can't. I feel like we need to do the podcast because as doing a service to other people. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of. There's a lot going on in Liverpool that people within Liverpool, outside of Liverpool, need to know about.
As much as outside Liverpool, people just look at Liverpool and go, all they do is rob and...
You do anyway.
All they do.
Nah, but besides that, like, there's a scene in Liverpool, and I feel like, yeah, the Baltic got voted the coolest place to live in the country. Do you know what I mean? And that, for a reason, mate. Do you know what I mean?
It is nice, and it's only going to get better as well. To be honest with you. And like, I think as you'll see, obviously, like, there's a lot smaller businesses coming through and what they want to do for expansion and stuff like that, and like why Liverpool is such a good place to be at the minute, really, at the end of the day.
And the people we've had conversations, well, I know I have personally, I know we definitely have when we're with these other people, the conversations we've had, I've been thinking,
it's been great, yeah.
People would love to hear this.
And it's at the same time, it's like, as much as we say we want to inspire other people to, maybe it might inspire somebody, it's inspiring for us to listen to people and hear people's perspectives and go, I started this from nothing and they've built it into something really big and really successful, which people respect and love within the city.
Exactly. And it's more just like, again, back to that kind of, I know I want to hear what they've got to say, so there must be someone out there who wants to hear what X, Y and Z guests we've got on want to say. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of, and it's great, lads, because without tooting our own horns, we are creative. Do you know what I mean? So it's been great to get in here.
Yeah.
Kind of,
I think
this isn't our space, we've designed all this, but like it's kind of we haven't built it from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in a container in the pool
in the middle of a container.
No, but yeah, as you say,
go on,
being creative people and that, I think we've known each other for how long have we known each other now?
2, is it?
2 years.
Too long, lads.
Nah, it's about. I think it must be like we played footy together for.
Lad, don't tell this story like you remember playing footy with me.
To be honest, I don't. He must have been shite. I'm very good, like. But
I am shite.
He was a keeper, and
he asked me to be
sub-keeper.
Lad, he stung us. You know, I can't remember who I was speaking to the other day. Who else played for McGull that we know? Did JJ?
Nah.
No.
Choppers did.
Nah, it weren't Choppers. I was speaking to someone, and they said, "Oh, he stung us in, didn't he?" We won't mention any names, but he did.
You do, you know
who you are. Yeah. What he wanted to do, right? He was all about the subs, weren't he?
Yeah.
And he wanted as many players on that team paying a £5 a week for him to go on holiday. That's all he wanted, lad, isn't it?
We found out where he lived once, and we were like, he's definitely pocketing some of this money. And we turned up, and he was getting all worked under the whole house.
Yeah, like getting an extension.
Yeah, that was like, oh, look good to see my subs went somewhere.
Exactly.
Didn't play much. So.
He asked me to pay subs to be a sub keeper. I was like, bear in mind, it was about, what, 15, 16?
I didn't play subs for Liverpool, lad.
So that lad who played up front, lad, he was unbelievable. You're on him.
Yeah.
So I remember him, and you. The fact I remember you as well, and I remember other players, lad. So I don't know why you can't remember me, lad. I don't remember playing in goal, lad. And
I don't. You weren't there that long, no, was you?
No, because then he wanted me to be a sub.
Yeah, but I was there for a while, so I don't know. I might have just been a bit more lively in the session, whereas like it might have been your first one. You might have been a bit.
Yeah, can you imagine me being a bit? No.
You were a sub keeper, like, so yeah.
Yeah, but a keeper nonetheless.
Yeah, so our relationship didn't start very well, to be honest with you, as you can tell, but through the years...
And it ended even worse.
Yeah. That's it, I'm done. No, but yeah, it stemmed from there, and I think we started off being more like we were friends within friends, mutual friends, and then we just got rid of the friends, and now we're just mutual now.
No, but we met on a night out again, didn't we?
Yeah, I actually remember where it was. It was New Year's Day 2014, I think it was. Remember the lineup as well. Nick Van Shuley ended with Things of Life.
Yeah, oh lad, I was there. I was definitely.
You know what? I think obviously like as much as we've been out to places since, we've been to loads of events and everything, probably the happiest I've ever seen a room that day.
Do you reckon? Yeah.
Because the lights was on. I don't know if it was just me.
Yeah,
I haven't really been to many. I was only 18. Yeah, I was 18, I think.
Yeah.
17, 18.
But are you saying, sorry to interrupt, the happiest since?
No, it was probably at the time. I was
To that
looking,
point in your life, yeah.
looking back on it though, I think anybody who was actually there would probably agree with me and go, that was amazing. Because all the
It
lights
was
were on.
good, yeah.
He played the song, and obviously I didn't know I have a clue what the song was then. Like,
Yeah.
and
Didn't
everyone was
you know
loving it.
Strings for Life?
No, I weren't. I was proper EDM. EDM
was,
me,
wasn't
yeah.
you?
I just liked a bit of hot since '82 or something.
Yeah.
It's not EDM, is he?
No, that's what I mean. It was EDM, but I was starting to get into like
Yeah.
Bigger Than Prince and stuff like that, and then
I know what
stepped
you
into.
mean. So would you say that was like early days for you, raving? Yeah, it was for me as well. But I thought you'd been at it since you was like 15,
I used
16.
to. Well, I think it was 17. I used to use my mate's ID. His birthday was September. Didn't look a fucking thing like him as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
who
got
was
it. Sean Mars.
No,
Yeah, yeah. I used to use
It's
Sean
mad,
Mars
isn't
as
it?
ID,
Mad.
and used to get away with it everywhere. I think after most of the places in Liverpool, if you're below the ages of 18, they're not really asked if
Yeah.
it's you on your ID. As long
Except
as
the
you do-
merchant, they do everything by the book.
Yeah, scan them and everything. No, but most places they just have a look just to see if it's valid, really. And if you look 16, like, you're not getting in. Like, do you know what I mean? But if you look a bit older,
Do you want to know a funny story? Dean. You've met Dean, haven't you? You know Dean, lad,
yeah.
He uses our kid's ID. When we were 16, he was going to town.
Are you up on it?
Yeah, that's our bomb, yeah. So he was using our kid's ID when he was 16, and now he's 4 years older, so he was 20, right? And the reason he thought he could use it is because he had a skinhead. Lad, he got KB'd from somewhere, and because of the ID, and then he come back again, and Wezzo, one of our mates was outside. And he come back, and one of our mates was outside, and he'd rang him.
Gassy as anything, that's sorry, lad.
He was like, ring me, lad, and I'll change your name to like what's on there. So he changed the name in his phone to our kid's name, and then got Dean to ring him. I know. So then Dean rang him, and he was like, "Oh, lad, yeah, I was just ringing me now." And then he was like, "Oh, go in," and he got letting off it, lad. Get on it though. Fast forward now, lad. 8 years later, Dean still saved in Wezzo's phone as my brother, lad. I swear to God, lad. I see that sometimes when I was having a bevy, and you look down at the table, and Paul Rhodes just rings him, lad. And I go, and he goes, "It's because of," and I'm like, "Lad, change his name, lad. It's been 8 years." I'm mad that. And he's had new phones and everything. I'm just like, what's going on?
We were in IB for a few years ago,
mad
and
that,
the night
innit?
before we met these lads who were actually still really good mates with now, and we met them and all that, and we had, obviously, we were all a bit drunk at home, got up the next day, and my mate's phone went, and it said Dad on it, so he's answered the phone. He was like, I don't really want to answer to his dad, so he probably went outside and that, and he went like, hello, and he just heard him laughing, and we were like, who is it? And he was like, oh, I thought it was me dad. I've answered the phone proper, like, hello, and it was just some mate. It saved him as his phone as dad.
From last night?
From the night before. And he was like, I was trying to find your number, and I thought,
What's gone on there, lad?
That mate said I was trying to find your number to bell you to see what you're up to that day. And I was looking through going, I remember his name was Joel, and I was like, I don't remember having an Uncle Vivian on my phone.
What?
So he was Uncle Vivian, he was saved as dad, yeah.
Yeah, you don't
drink.
Tell me, yeah, don't drink. Yeah. This is why you don't drink, innit?
So yeah, I think our relationship as well, obviously we started off just sort of going out and raving and misbehaving, and then it stemmed to where it is today. But yeah, we were never that close. We used to speak when we went out and that, but I think we were quite different, I thought, in a way. But then as I think we've sort of, well, you were we were different, and then as time sort of went on,
This is raising a good question, because I don't think I've ever thought about like when we got close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never thought, because say I met you when I was 15.
Yeah.
Obviously, then we met each other back out again years later through raving and misbehaving, as you say. When did we actually like?
I don't know. I think we were always friends, and then but people say to me like, now I was telling, we were celebrating the Liverpool title win the other day, Championes, ole. We were discussing that the other day, and
what was that, lad? You've been practicing that in yours, right? I can't wait till Liverpool comes up and
it come up,
lad, you definitely come
up, and I just
that's not improv. That I've seen improv comedy, mate. That's in the mirror. That is.
I haven't got a mirror in me anymore, funny enough.
Haven't you, lad? Haven't you got a mirror?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just sort of
again, lads. Again, fake.
And we're going back now. I'm going back.
So we were out celebrating the title win.
Yeah, we were out celebrating the title win, and we were just discussing, like, obviously starting the podcast today and everyone, like, I've never seen two people bounce each other as much as you two, and I was like,
lad, that's right though. That's another reason why
we've decided to do this, because
yeah.
we realised we actually have got a good creative working relationship as well. Do you know what I mean?
We've had mad moments. We have.
But not to be discussed on this.
Actually,
they've got a book here, we'll get them on.
The time and date. No, but in terms of when Will said that, I remembered that night, and I remembered a few days after it, obviously, let's say Tuesday, Wednesday,
yeah.
and I was thinking, we should defo start a podcast, because, like, I've always been, like, creative and, let's say, outgoing, do you know what I mean? But never had, like...
I'd agree with that myself,
never had an outlet, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that, like, this has happened, lad,
it's
mad. It's just happened like that through speaking to, we'll say Nat, we're going to get Nat on, aren't we? Through speaking to Nat.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, how are we going to do it? Blah, blah, blah. And then we just got speaking. And she was like, are you doing your podcast? I was like, yeah, I'm still doing a podcast.
Yeah,
do you know
it was
what I mean?
like, it was proper, like, hearsay for a bit, weren't it?
Oh,
we weren't hearsay. We were just like, oh yeah, we'll do it. But obviously, like, we didn't really have the minerals to get it started like that.
It hadn't manifested that.
It hadn't manifested into anything. It hadn't sort of built up to something good. And luckily enough,
and here we are.
Here we are now.
Doing a podcast.
Yeah. Which is crazy. But yeah, we've just said to you before, we're using it as a great outlet for ourselves as well, to meet some good people at the same time.
It's a win-win-win, lad. It's a win because we get to do something we want.
Yeah.
It's a win because we're going to get good guests on, and it's just good for us. Again, we're doing something we want, but then it's good for our development through the conversations we can have. Of course. But then it's also a win, lad, because the more I think about it, I'm thinking, I feel like we're doing a disservice. I feel like it's a disservice to the wider world that the conversations I've had, I think everyone needs to hear this. I'm like, this is the outlet. It's the future, bro. This is honestly
and I think the whole concept of podcast is getting a lot bigger. I think
100%, lad. Yeah.
People's minds aren't really stimulated just to sit there like that and watching the telly as much anymore. That's why we're getting a lot more like you see on like stuff like Netflix, stuff's getting a lot shorter. You've seen programs which are like 10-20 minutes rather than...
lad, have you seen that thing called like Homemade? I don't know if you've seen it. They've got like big directors who've made like Les Miserables or films like that, big names during the lockdown. Here we go, lad, didn't want to mention it, but we are. So there's some virus going around, so everyone's been at home, but during lockdown, lad, Netflix have released like a 20-part miniseries, lad. They're like home stories. They're like feature-length films in 3 minutes, lad. In 3 minutes, there's like 20 of them.
And what is it? Is there no concept to them? Is there an overall concept, or is it like you literally do whatever the fuck you want? And if it's good, it's good. It's probably going to be good anyway, like, do you know what I mean?
Lad, but they've done it from the home, lad. They've created that at home. All big name directors, but I remember that thing you said about what's it like, Love, Death and Robots?
Love, Death and Robots.
They were like 8-10 minutes, lad. These films are 3 minutes, lad. How short is that? And we think people are going to listen to an hour? Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's like, I think people are like, it's the difference if when you're watching, I think a lot of people like will listen to podcasts or watch podcasts now, like...
What do you do? Do you listen to a podcast or do you watch a podcast?
I prefer to listen.
Do you? Where do you listen to a podcast yourself?
I like to listen to them on the way to or from work. I used to before COVID.
So from your bedroom to your desk?
Yeah, from my bedroom now. Like, but you know, recently I haven't, because I feel like you do get in a sort of routine with stuff as well. Like, not only just like in life as well. Like, I'm used to listening to a podcast in the morning every morning on the way to work.
Yeah.
When that stops happening, you stop listening to podcasts, and you're like, well, not stop listening to podcasts, you stop doing stuff you're used to, and then so I've just started to bring new stuff into it now, and like into your routine, and that's so every day now I listen to an album.
Yeah,
an album every day I try and do, and
that's fine. The album you sent me before was Boss.
Which one was the other one?
No, not that. The
Sunbeam Sound Machine.
I realised it was on shuffle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So is that a good or is that indifferent? Prime example, if you listen to
you
Parcels
don't want
album, you want it chronologically, but some albums can be on shuffle, can't they?
Well, I think you want to listen to chronologically because at the same time, you want the artist has made it in a certain way, in a certain format. You don't really want it to be shuffled, do you know what I mean?
No, 100%, but Spotify, just put it on shuffle automatically. What Spotify?
What's Spotify? I'm on DZ, me.
I see people sharing tunes on Instagram and I'm like, what are you using? Like, do you know what Alex...
We7?
Do you know what I'll accept, lad? I'll accept. Do you know what I think is, not me personally will accept it, but I see it and I'm like, oh, that's normal. Spotify, iTunes, and then, what's that other one? Tidal.
The Jay-Z one, he fucked that, you know. He put so much money into it. It was like, I'm going to release a new album, me and Beyonce's on it. And then like everyone was just like, nah.
On the
Well, that's what he
streaming
took.
services.
He took Watch the Throne off. He took that off. He took everything off. I think Kanye West was involved at one stage.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I think in the end he cut ties, and then I think it did.
Oh,
sort
so
of,
are you saying he thought
he thought it was
would
going to be?
take
He
the
wanted to.
market
He
there?
wanted to use it as like a competition towards the big ones because like streaming is huge now. Well, obviously like
Yeah, oh yeah. That's well,
the-
when did you last
the
buy
art of-
music? When did you tell me when?
the last time I bought music.
That vinyl in the shop on Smithtown.
Yeah, I want to start buying vinyl more because I think it's more. I'd love to back in the day if I wanted to listen to a song. The only way I'm going to listen to it is if I
Take
buy
it
the
out,
vinyl.
spin it round.
If I spin it round, look at it, have a look at it. Do you know what I mean? Now I just if I download music, it's done like that. I put it on a pen drive, which is not
You
big.
don't even download. Well, you do for like mixing and stuff, but it's mad that the concept behind. So 40 years ago, if you said to someone, I've got this, our kid's got this heavy album,
Yeah.
come round to our, I forgot
yeah,
to bring
good
it.
old van,
Now
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
you're in a car, what song do you want to put on? And you've got the world at your fingertips.
Literally,
And you can
instantly.
even listen to the Minerva podcast if you want to. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
on all good streaming platforms.
yeah.
No, but it's in general. I think it's like there is so much more satisfaction about buying vinyl or I
Yeah,
think
paying for
people
something
buying
as
it.
well.
Buying a CD is a bit shit, like, innit?
Do you reckon they'll come back though?
CDs. I don't know. I don't think you don't get the feeling with a CD.
Do you know what I love about CDs though? I've got a lot of CDs. The first CD I ever actually, I didn't buy it obviously, but I asked for and got bought for me was Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Not,
Till the eye on you now.
but that album anyway. I won't even talk to you about it because anti-hip hop.
No, I'm not anti-hip hop. I am not
You just
anti-hip
don't
hop.
listen to it?
I'll give you a brief synopsis on why I don't really listen to hip hop.
Yeah, go on.
When I was younger, my brother's about 3-4 years older than me, and my brother used to listen to proper shooter hip hop. Like I will do things to your mum and your nan and your mates and all stuff like that. And I didn't like it. It was all effing this, all this, and I didn't really like it. So I was
Money
just,
Cash Hoes, all that.
yeah. But then I listen to stuff now, and I just think, obviously, I think some modern hip hop is horrendous. I prefer bands and stuff like that, but
Some modern bands are horrendous.
yeah, the art. To be fair.
You can't just dismiss a whole
I'm not
genre.
dismissing. I'm not dismissing it. I think.
Okay, you're not dismissing it. No, this is going to sound like...
It'd be naive
You
for me
don't
to.
like it.
It'd be
No, I
naive for
know
me
you
to go.
like-
I don't like hip hop when there's some people going around like Tribe Called Quest. There's
But this is what I'm saying, bro. Kendrick, lad, so you're saying, like, I'm not saying you don't like hip hop. I'm just, my thing is, I know you don't like. I would never send you a hip hop tune.
I don't listen to a hip hop I wouldn't listen to a hip hop album and feel the same about it than I would say if I listened to a Beatles album, for example. Do you know what I mean?
What is it that makes you feel that way? Like, so
I don't know.
hip-hop's got
I honestly
everything.
think
There's beat-
from a younger age, I've literally listened to hip hop. I'd be sitting there listening. I wouldn't even describe it as hip hop. I wouldn't even class it as music. What our kids used to listen to, and it was horrendous. And I just didn't like it, hated it, and I was like, I can't be bothered getting into this and liking it.
Yeah.
But obviously, as when you grow up, obviously like T.I. and all that I used to listen to, and like
Yeah.
Kanye West,
Live
808
your
and
life. Oh, hey,
all that
that's a
808
tune,
and
that.
Heartbreaks. But
Have you ever listened to Lupe Fiasco?
yeah.
I had him on the way down.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm gonna tell Jay he needs to listen to it. If you
Yeah,
haven't.
do you know what I mean? Like I'm not dismissive over it, but I just don't.
No, you're not at
I
all.
wouldn't spend my own time and time, which is wrong for me to do so. I'm being a bit naive about it. So, give me some Diggable Planets. There,
Yeah,
boss. I've listened to the album. That was really enjoyable. I found going forward, I do prefer sort of old school hip hop.
Do you know, I know why you like that, lad, because you feel something.
It's
It's
feel.
funky.
Yeah.
You can dance to it, but also that whole era of like Tribe Called Quest, like it's gone out of my mind, like Far Side. all that.
Yeah.
Is it Diggable Planets?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Diggable Plans.
Like People Under the Stairs,
Yeah.
all them like collectives from
Yeah.
the early 90s. They were like anti what you're saying you've listened to there. So
That's
you've
what I mean,
listened
yeah,
to like
yeah.
gangster rap, which was
That's
born
it.
out of NWA.
Yeah.
So
Well, not no NWA amazing. Like gangster rap is no, but this was proper like.
I know exactly.
I've never ever heard of the people our kids used to listen to again.
never heard of them, no.
Heard.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, hip hop isn't rap. Like, that's completely. Rap is a part of hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop is a whole genre in itself. So, like, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice because if there's anyone I speak to about music in depth, it is in depth as I do. It's you, lad. It's like, get on this. Oh, well, did you know this? We get into the band. We get into the bio, the backgrounds. Like, and did you know he used to be seen and she was in that band. That's why they split up. We know all that.
Yeah.
But lad, I've got a mad fact about hip hop. I'm like, sound, yeah. I just I tell you, and it just goes
Straight over.
Do you know what I mean? No.
No, it's. Do you know what? From now on, in, I'm making a stand. We're going to do more hip hop, are we? Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna do more.
Well, I'm gonna do more.
Listen to one hip hop album a day. 40
you know
minutes
what?
long.
It doesn't do me any wrong, does
I'll
it?
send you 5
Yeah,
albums.
we're gonna get started and then we'll discuss this more next time. Yeah.
Shall we?
More
Yeah?
hip hop.
It's a deal, mate. It is a
But
deal.
you know what? Like I don't know. I've not got.
So
any...
anyway, my question was, how do you listen / watch the podcasts? Hip hop. Well, I listen to an album a day, and our kid used to listen to the way. But anyway, lad. So, in terms of how I consume a podcast, shall we say, in my old job, lad, you know how much driving I done.
Why am I questioning that? No, you wait for Enterprise.
Yeah.
Official sponsor of the Europa League.
Is that another one you practiced? Nah, so yeah, my old job was a very well-known car rental company. Enterprise. But oh, give me a
What
minute.
branch was it?
Just the local one. And I used to do a lot of driving, that, which I loved. I love driving. I don't love like driving like the heavy cars and that. I just love like 2 hours to go somewhere, 2 hours back. There's like,
what's the furthest journey you done? Didn't you do like Llandudno and Stoke a few
nah,
times?
I went to Morecambe once, got there, and they were like, the thing we need. So I went for a van. They were like, we don't need that anymore. One's returned, but can you drive to Stoke and get us an X5 and a GLE? So they make like 4x4 things. And I was like, they were like, got a favour to ask you. And he rang me, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, are you sure you don't mind? And I was like, mind, lad? I was like, yeah, I will if you want. It's 4 hours out of the office.
Coming home from work, how did it take up? Well, I drove to Stoke.
I drove to Morecambe and then to
Stoke.
and then back and then got off, lad.
Yeah.
So I've done the whole Jeffrey Epstein, like, it's not called Filthy Rich, it's called Fantastic or Curious Mr. Epstein or something. Don't know that, but I've done them in a day.
Oh yeah.
I started on my way to work and I finished on my way home, and I listened all day, lad.
And what was that, a 14-hour day? Was that one?
No, but then I thought, oh my god, you can't consume stuff like that, lad. Like, you are the worst for it, lad. Michelle Obama is actually Michael. You love all that.
No.
You do love it. I'm not saying you believe it, but you send me stuff and I'm like, lad.
You know what? Sometimes I don't believe in stuff like conspiracy theories and mad. Like some stuff you can take it in. We have so much more. We have so much information now. We can take in whatever the fuck we want.
Much
we can believe or disbelieve anything, and people's opinions are based on that. That's one of the great things about the internet, and also one of the bad things that we do have too much information. But at the same time, I feel like it does it so well.
I feel like the way I've thought about it is, so we've had this conversation before, us three, I think.
Yeah.
Is, how would you know? And does it change your world? What if Michelle Obama's actually Michael?
Oh, I don't care. I just
I know you
I find that people.
don't.
I find that people actually have like. I've watched or listened to what any sort of conspiracy theories, and people genuinely do believe them. But like, I am dismissive over some of them, and I just find them funny that people have went out the way to make a 12-minute episode on YouTube about Paul McCartney dying in 1967 because he wore no shoes on the cover of Abbey Road. Do you know what I mean?
Mad.
Well, he did die. Don't get me wrong. Like,
nah, the one I seen yesterday was, this isn't even like conspiracy theories.
No.
This is more like, so what they say, the people. Who were on it.
The people.
Yeah, do you know what? I can't even, because conspiracy theory, that's a dirty word, lad. That's like, not all conspiracy theories are the same, do you know what I mean? That's naive to think so.
No, but like, it's
But the ones that are saying like, yeah, let me just run with this, and then, so I watched a video yesterday which someone shared, and they got muted shortly after sharing it, about, what was it about now? Joan Rivers, the actress? Yeah, about how she's not dead, right? And don't get me wrong, there was footage of people coming out of a restaurant, and as I was watching, and she was like, "Hey, honey," however she sounds, and I was thinking, I know that voice. That's Joan Rivers. That's a bad impression. But just bear with me. So, and then it's all zoomed in, like, down, 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 and it's got loads of mad explanations made on paint. Do you know what I mean? It's just
weird art.
Yeah, just proper grim editing, just proper like. But people believe it. But that's not my point. I delved into the comments, and it was like, well, this is why she's had to die, and it doesn't mean die as in lose her life. It means lose her life as she knows, and she's gone into hiding. And I was thinking, what I thought was, this was after my run last night, by the way, and before we FaceTimed, I went on my phone, 5 minutes to speak to you, was an hour later, I hadn't had a shower. But that's what I hate, lad, is they'll get you. Do you know what I mean?
They do.
Get you, lad.
And some of them, like, you don't believe at all, but like at the same time, you're like, I'm actually enjoying like the
Watching
concept of this,
unfold,
and you know what,
yeah.
like, sometimes you do have your second guessing. Sometimes you might look at the concept and go, bullshit.
You should question everything.
You should.
100%.
Yeah, we should question everything to a degree. Well, everything we should.
No,
Yeah, we should.
because it's
We should.
it's insane not to question everything.
Yeah.
Like, but this is where I'm going with this. I then went on to another video, I know, and it was about like Pinocchio. Have you ever seen Pinocchio? As a kid?
Yeah.
Lad, watch it again as you're older. It's weird, you know. And there's a scene where he's talking about like getting little boys and taking them to the island and don't worry because they don't come back. And you're watching it and you're like, this is weird. Like, people are
When
saying...
was that out, though?
That was out in the 90s, but what they're saying is, or the 80s, the people who comment is like, it's weird. They use this thing, symbolism, to like give you hints in the media about like how we're going to take this away. And then there's song lyrics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, when I was watching this Pinocchio clip, I was like, this is very weird. Like, sorry...
There's stuff back in the day
They
that
were
was
relating,
related, though.
sorry, but they were relating this to Jeffrey Epstein about going to the island and taking kids away. And I was thinking, that is a bit fishy. But then when I took a step back from it, I was thinking, what difference does that make to your life if there is this big elite circle of paedophiles who run the world, and do you know what I mean? And I think it's weird that no one's talking about Prince Andrew anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is, stuff like this could genuinely be happening. Because I'm saying before, we get that much information before.
Yeah.
It's
happening.
We are shown to like love the royal family. The media portrays people a certain ways. If they don't want to portray it if they want to portray someone in a good light, they can. In a bad light, they can. And the way it is now, we're getting information about people where on the news they wouldn't really like royals. They wouldn't get bad press about the royals in some ways. You know what I mean?
They are now.
But they are now. Well,
so that makes me question it. So everyone says like, oh, the royals rule the world and that. Why would they ever let any of this get out? Or are you saying it's got the potential to? Because
when you are all shape-shifting lizards.
Shut up, lad.
We're on to you, Elizabeth. If you're watching.
But this is what I mean. People go, her name's Liz. Liz is for lizards, and you're like, why would they be? This is what I'm saying about symbolism. Yeah. If they were really I hate even that. But if these people were ruling the world and killing Joan Rivers because her time was up because she's part of a Freemason, why would they leave clues for people like you on word art and whatever poor level, low grade video editing software you're using? Why would they leave clues for you who hasn't got one GCSE to figure out why? And they go, to play with us. Shut up. They're the ones I don't buy into, lads.
Yeah.
And they're the ones you do and you send me. Michelle Obama was Michael. And it's 16 minutes of video clips.
Hang on. Have you not watched the video?
Yeah, and I want to come away from it. Shut up, lad.
We've got a lot one here.
But by the end of most of those videos, I'm like, whoa. But that one, the Michael Obama, Michelle, I was just like, what? Why is that a thing? Why? I'm what if she was? I'm what? I'm what? What do you want me to get out of that?
Yeah, but like, it's the thing is, if somebody is in a position of like that much, she was first lady, weren't she? Do you know what I mean? And she turned out to be a fella, there'd be uproar.
But why?
Not from my perspective, but there genuinely probably would be an uproar about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
so are you saying
not an uproar? Probably the wrong way to say. Edit that out. Probably I'd say
some people, a certain portion of society wouldn't be happy.
And people are like, why have she been? She's like, people like look up to it's so big to be a first lady.
Lad, in my opinion,
so
right?
big.
Do you know, for the benefit of humanity, he was the first black president. Yeah, he was the first black president. This should have been the first trans first lady as well. Just got it all over and made people realise like it's people made that like, oh my god, the black president, like and what? Like me personally, I was just thinking, and what?
Yeah,
and as a lot of people were. So the
yeah.
sooner we have a woman president, the sooner we have a trans first lady, the sooner we just get all of this that's going on over and done with. And these people who still read The Sun or still watch BBC News 24/7 realise
it's not 1991 anymore. Do you know what I mean?
It's not going to change your life if Michelle Obama was once Michael.
Thing, and I think.
Can I just ask you though? Do you think she was once Michael? You do, don't you? That video's got you by the balls, mate. He sent it to everyone. He put it in the group chat. I was on his phone before. He'd emailed it to his granddad. with links for the stream.
He replied back with a lizard emoji. It all coming to fruition now. But like, I think going back to a point what I said before, you were discussing Pinocchio. I remember my uncle. My uncle was telling me about this thing, and if you'd ever get an opportunity to look into this, there was a thing called Captain Pugwash out. Don't know when it was out, but basically the whole point of it, the fella got done for it and made it in the end. He literally got, I don't know what happened to him. It was a TV thing. It was like a kids program, but like I don't remember all the characters, but I will name you two. One of them was called Master Bates. The other one.
Lad, I've seen the clip of it on YouTube. It's mad, isn't
Ah,
it?
what was the other one called?
Heavy into. Smoking big doinks.
No, but I just think that the thing with society now, I think we get a lot of information, and people can choose to believe or not to believe whatever they want. But I think if you do genuinely believe something, like the stuff that's going on today, for example, with like the Black Lives Matter, it's 2020 now. We live in such a more vast society where people are more diverse.
What the argument for all that is, though, again, this isn't my belief, this is what I know. People, I've seen a lot of content around this, is I've seen like a photo, it was perfect. It was like a cameraman looking at like these small people. One was like what's it called? Pride and Black Trans Lives Matter was a poster, and then like Black Lives Matter marching. It was dead small, and then behind them, massive, was paedophiles on an island and having a party and that, basically saying what's going on. And a little one was like a virus as well, and it said the person with the camera was the media, and they had the back to these paedophiles, like child trafficking and that, which is a big thing.
It's huge, yeah.
And that was, for me, I was like, oh yeah, I do believe the media are looking at the wrong thing, and I do, the people who are in power, of course they say like, oh, they're getting paid off, they pay your wages, so don't report on what we're doing. But
have you seen, obviously people have seen like the thick of it, for example, where someone is like the head of communications with all the newspapers. You can, I don't know how it works in politics, like, but I'd imagine that somebody with a lot of power can say, listen, I want this coming out tomorrow on the pages on your paper, whatever that be. I want this coming out, and I think a lot of papers would be like, yeah, they want whatever content they want, and people to pick that paper up, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's like something like 80% of the global press is owned by Rupert Murdoch. How mad's that? He owns Sky. He owns. So this is
the
what
Sun, don't
this
he?
is. So he owns the Sun, but that's part
he owns
of like
a group, don't he? Does he own Fox?
Yeah, no, he owns it. I think he does. He
Fox.
owns like most of Australia's news. I remember learning about this at A level. So like this is what my sociology teacher said to me was. She was Scouse, and I think she had someone who went to Hillsborough.
When you seen how you didn't go to school in Liverpool.
She knew someone who went to Hillsborough. I don't think anything happened, but she knew about it, and she said she remembers all this happening, and she knew about how the press worked even in the 80s, lad. And she said she was like, she doesn't. This is how bought into don't buy the Sun she is. She doesn't consume any Murdoch news, lad. She doesn't watch. She doesn't watch the footage.
It's hard.
It's so hard, but she's made that conscious choice not to consume any news.
Yeah, and I think if you're saying if 80% of the media is owned by one man, he has a lot of choice on how stuff is portrayed.
There we go.
And that's why I personally do not watch the news.
Same, lad. Nothing on there but the blues, mate.
But
anyway, forget about these contracts. I
didn't
these.
I didn't really. This is going to be for series 2. This should have been. We started on series. But like, back to the podcast and why we're doing it.
Yeah.
But the whole concept of this episode today is to give you the sort of insight into what would be happening in the future.
And I think what we're like,
which is what we wanted to get. What we wanted to get. But obviously, we're gonna have people on with us, and we're going to be going through.
Lads. The guest, I'm thinking of. There's 4.
Yeah, we've got some great guests. Lined up, and we're just excited for it as well. As much as obviously we're, I don't think
can't get coffee in these shorts.
We're getting so much enjoyment off just doing this as well, and which is so
it's good,
it's rewarding. Do you know what I mean? It's good to know, like in times like this, especially with the COVID and everything like that, people are probably looking back and going, you know, with the COVID and that.
Do you call it COVID? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do coronavirus, am I?
It's COVID.
Yeah, but COVID, innit?
No, lad. What do you call them little black biscuits with the white thing in the middle?
Biscuits. Oreo.
Do you? Yeah.
What did you say?
Oreo.
Yeah, but it's like tomato.
Yeah, what you say?
It's tomato, tomato.
Yeah, but
potato, potato.
Avocado.
It's like.
Yeah, no. So yeah, do you know the word that? So if I say tomato, what's the word you put in the middle? When you've got a choice, it's 2 letters. Oh, and aha.
Yeah.
How would you say that word?
I'd say tomato.
No. The word for it.
Oh, I've misunderstood the question now.
I thought you were taking the piss out. So if I said, lad, I've got apples, oranges, what's that word I use in the middle?
And?
No, lad, a choice, not collective. O-R, lad, it's O-R, how would you say that word?
Oh.
Yeah, so why would you say Oreo?
Yeah, but there's loads of stuff you could say that with, lad.
Hit me. Don't get me wrong, lad, I'm willing for you to change my mind. But with this Oreo, it's defo Oreo.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter, does it? At the end of the day, you're
It
buying
doesn't-
them.
exactly,
You're buying
like
them.
if Michelle
You're gonna
Obama's
buy
got
them.
a penis
No,
or not,
you're gonna
it
buy them.
doesn't matter.
You're gonna buy them at a 10-pack, say 15-pack, probably 20, knowing you, and they're probably gonna be, they're gonna be eaten or consumed.
Or
Consumed.
not eaten or consumed. You said
Eaten or consumed, and then after that they're put in the bin. So it doesn't matter what the fuck they're called.
You're right. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
do you know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
I've all. There's loads of stuff where people you say different. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, look.
What, like L-O-O-K? Yeah, it's
Look.
defo not Luke. That's something my man.
It's not Luke, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Your ma's a Luca. She's defo Luke.
Nah,
Jamie, come on.
to be fair, I have heard people like I used to work with a
quite a
manager.
Scouse thing, I
Nah,
think.
I used to work with a manager and she was from Wigan and she used to say Luke.
Luke.
But I
it's
questioned.
Wigan, it is
I
Wigan,
questioned
yeah.
her about it and was like, "Why'd you say Luke? You don't say. You say."
Did she say kook?
Yeah, she says kook.
My mum says Facebook.
Well,
That's what
it.
my mum
That's
goes,
what my yeah.
But she
That's
calls
quite
it-
that's quite old fashioned and
she
traditional.
calls
Book
it
innit?
Facebooks.
Facebook,
Yeah.
book, kook, and she was like Luke. You wouldn't say. So she's like, if I'm saying, her example, sorry to use a split language, is you pronounce fuck the way you do, so you pronounce Luke the way you do.
And look as well.
Or look, sorry,
L-U-C-K, yeah. Like, did you know there's no proper way to speak? Did you know that? There's no like,
There's not, yeah.
no, there actually
Yeah, but the
isn't.
vocabulary's taken from other people,
Yeah.
and you sort of consume what you want to, and
But in terms of
subconsciously,
English
I might
language,
use a word all the time, which I've heard one person say once, and it's just in my vocabulary
yeah,
constantly.
like
now.
before when you said settee or sofa.
Sofa, I could describe this as a sofa. I've never described anything as a sofa in my life. Do you know what I mean?
It was mad. I just went, my ears pricked up. Do you know
Yeah.
what? It's like when, what's an example of that? Is when like, I can't give you an example off the top of my head, but you know, like, with someone you know very well, they say something and you go,
You're like, where'd you get that from?
That's
Have you been hanging out with?
never got that off me. But anyway,
I digress.
we digress. What were we? Where were we at with the? It doesn't matter. Oh, we had the English language. There's no. This blew my mind when I found this out. Because obviously, being Scouse, do you know what I mean? Being Scouse. Just cut that out. There's no proper way to speak, lads, right? Because being from Liverpool, you notice when you go outside of Liverpool, A, you've got to speak slower.
Yeah.
Which we probably
Oh.
have to on this as well. We definitely do. B, other people say things when you're in Liverpool. So when I was in uni, defo yourself as well, you'd hear people say words and you're like, wow, that's mad. Sometimes you'd adopt it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what was the thing I said before? Like stoked. Like stoked to be doing this podcast.
I feel like when Scousers go somewhere, like people
Yeah.
go say chicken and a can of coke.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
all
go
that,
chicken
yeah, lads,
and a
like,
can of
shut
coke,
up,
and
yeah.
everyone's laughing. I'm just like, I don't understand what's funny or curly weary.
Yeah.
What is funny about the Scousers saying
It is
curly
funny,
weary?
like, I think it's funny myself. But anyway,
Well, why is it funny?
that's funny, innit? I think it's funny when they ask you to say
Oh,
it,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you go, can I coke and a curly weary?
Yeah.
Like, you're just not
But
saying
I
it.
proper go over the top
Yeah,
of
of
it.
course you do, lads,
Yeah.
yeah. But aren't you from Skem anyway?
Bootel.
Oh, the Booth. Costa del Crosby. Someone once said to me, Costa del Crosby, lad.
It's a beautiful place.
It is yeah. Lovely seaside. But anyway, there's proper speaking. I remember speaking again to my English teacher in school, and they said to me, "There's a proper way to write, and there's a proper way to read. Obviously, there's a proper way for written English language and how you structure language, and there's a proper word to use. So, like, do you know the way people say like in there with him rather than with him in there? You know what I mean? Like that structured language. But there's actually no, like, what's the word? There's no right or wrong way to pronounce words and to
yeah.
So there's, do you know Ruth Holmes? Is it? She's with Eamon Holmes that off this morning.
Oh yeah.
So I seen this one. She's got like the generic British accent. She's accentless.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
She's what you
like
want on
the
telly.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
describe it as like the Queen's,
Yeah,
the
the
Queen's
Queen's,
English.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
She-
The Queen's British.
Yeah, but even the way she sounds,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's got no accent. You can't tell where she's from. She's not generic, but her voice is like it's unaccentable.
Yeah.
Whereas you know where we're from straight away. You can tell a Manca Geordie or wherever. a
Yeah,
Cockney.
yeah.
That's how people think you should speak. But there's no real way to speak that. How mad?
No, there's not. As I said to you, it's like we.
But I'll tell you. Sorry, the reason I'm saying all this, there isn't a real way to speak, but it's defo audio.
You even said it the wrong way. The right way. The right way. Should I
I
say
was meant
that?
to say defo, not audio.
I think once we get everything up and running, I'm doing a vote. Is it Oreo or Oreo?
Well, how are you gonna write that, lad? You'll have to get
Or/Rio or/.
What do you reckon?
Oreo.
Oreo.
See, lad, he's on my side.
and I said Oreo.
I said it's like the word or.
Do you know what? I probably say it differently sometimes.
Yeah, like you said sofa before.
Yeah,
like,
I might
changed since you moved to South Liverpool. You've changed.
Do you say Nike or Nike?
Nike.
No, Nike, but I know.
But we say Adidas, but it's Adidas.
Yeah, no, but I
Do you
think
know what I
that's a
mean?
British thing. Do you say Nike?
I say Nike.
Would you say
Nike.
Adidas or Adidas? But we would say
Oh, would
Nike.
you say
we would
Adidas,
say
yeah?
Nike and Adidas, which is completely wrong.
No, but Nike is like a Greek god, and like in America they say Nike, but I think globally it's like that's a dividing topic. Nike.
Oh,
Nike.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's just like a Scouse thing.
Oh,
no.
is it?
I don't think Adidas is either. I've heard Adidas with loads of people, lad.
Like who? Well, your other Scouts mates?
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, probably, lad. Yeah.
That's it. I'm interested to know.
You've got me there.
You know.
Fucking hell.
I'm interested. Like, to be honest, the English language is quite a mad language.
It's the
which is-
hardest language to learn, you know. Did you know that?
Well, like German's a mad one. I don't know the exact pronunciation of. I'm not going to try and pronounce it actually, but
Yeah.
aeroplane is actually pronounced the way they say it, as aeroplane flying in the sky. It's something like that.
Oh, is it?
So
Yeah.
it's quite a long word. Me mate told me about it actually, and it was.
I think it's fascinating language, like,
It is.
especially when you're outside of where you're
Oh
from.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, and I think if you look at it, if you are fascinated and you look into it a lot more and start to question things and ask questions a little bit more, you do get a lot more
What's
from.
that called? That's your mate, Steph.
Oh, she's doing linguistics.
Linguistics.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You could be there all day, you know.
I know.
Have I
Yeah.
ever told you about that girl we met in Vietnam? Have you got time here, by the way? Yeah, that girl that we met in Vietnam. It says Saigonia, bro. We got again. Anyway, this girl we met in Vietnam, right? First day, I think, second day. She was from France. I think I've told you, and then we seen her like 3 weeks later, and she was just sat outside
Just
in
to
a
give
hotel.
the viewers a bit of background information. Jack went on a gap year. How long was the gap year, Jack?
About, I don't know, you tell them that.
3 weeks. To be fair, he come back a changed man, come back in elephant kicks and dreadlocks, so it did him well. Like
They had to go during lockdown. Nah, but anyway, less of that. So
Back
on
onto
my
the
on my 3 week gap year, we met this girl, right, day one, and then we seen her a few weeks later. She was sick, she was cool. But the first night we met her, she was like on her own, and she just come and sat with me and Woko, and me and Woko, and we were just speaking to her all night, and she asked me how old I was, and I was like, how old do you think? And then she guessed my age. I think she guessed I was my age, and then she thought Woko was younger than us, younger than me, and I was like, and
that's
she was
no
like,
surprise.
no surprise.
The oldest out of the boys and
The
looks
youngest,
the
looking
youngest.
still gets ID'd even in the merchant. And you just nearly sent that table.
I know,
you know?
yeah.
But anyway, and she asked us, have I never told you this story, lad?
You probably have, but I probably weren't listening at the
Yeah,
time.
it's
No, you probably have, but
But anyway, I'll tell it again. For
there was quite a few stories from this 4 weeks apparently. The book's coming out in a few months.
Being busy during lockdown, me. Let me just have a sip. Anyway, she asked how old I was, and I was younger than she guessed it right, and then she guessed Woko, and she thought he was younger than me by like 3 years, and she was like, "Wait, you're older than him?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I coined this term, I just said, he's no spring chicken now, Woko, you know." And you know what that means.
Yeah,
innit?
she was proper. You have told me this. She was proper fascinated.
by
Yeah.
it, yeah. So she's no spring chicken. She was like, "What does this mean? Like, what?" Because she was French from Germany. She was French born, lived in Germany, and she'd been traveling for like 3 years. And she was like, "What does this mean?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "No spring chicken." I was like, "Oh, it just means he's not older than us. He's not older than us. Sorry, it just means he's not young."
He's not young, yeah.
And she was like, "No, I know
He's
why."
had the hard paper hand.
Yeah, a tough paper hand, lad. Yeah, not hard.
All uphill.
Yeah, all up Everton Hills. But, it meant, oh yeah, no, but he doesn't look older. That was the point of the story.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But she was like, anyway, she was like, "What's no spring chicken?" So she got my phone because her phone had died, and she was Google. I thought she was gonna get off with it. To be honest. She was like, "Give me your phone." I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Straight to cash and carry with that.
Keep it plugged in. And she was, "You mean cash converters?"
Yeah. Straight to cash converters with that.
But anyway, she was like, "Give me your phone." I was like, "Here we go." I put it in the corner there. And she was, I'm messing. She was on my phone, and she was like, "What is no spring?" And she was like, "I found out what it means." And she got like the literal definition, which meant like, he's older than he is. He's younger. Oh, he's not as old as you think he is, which she said that right. She said he's no spring chicken. English was her second language.
Yeah.
And she got it. She understood why I was saying it. But then what she done, which blew my mind, lad, she Googled the linguistics, like the etymology of this phrase. That no, she's no spring chicken means back in the day, in the olden days. I'll get you a date tomorrow for next week. The farmers used to sell chickens in markets, yeah, and that chicken. A chicken born in spring used to be the best, and they used to sell that for more. But what used to happen is these crafty farmers, they got on and thought, I know, I'll just get a chicken that's not born in spring and sell it as a spring chicken. So other farmers used to look at, I don't know what they done, took the wings out, looked in between the legs, whatever they done, and said, she's no spring. How would you size up a chicken, lad? I don't know, you defo know.
And that's why we got a farmer coming on next week, funny enough.
But then they used to go, she's no spring chicken. So I was like, so that's what they used to say. You're trying to pass him off to be younger than he is, but he's not. He's old, and so they trying to get so. And then, lad, the night went on. I had a few bevies. Woke up in the morning, went to Google this restaurant, and I had like 14 tabs open on my phone trying to find this out.
Spring chicken.
And, no, literally, and it's since then. So only like January that I've been thinking. We say things, and I'm like, what
sometimes we say stuff which is like an unbelievable good phrasing. Like, we would never. I think obviously like us. Scousers have our own vocabulary anyway. We say some, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head, but we say some amazing things and we never question why we actually say it.
Lad,
you know what I mean?
You should question
or even
everything.
like names of stuff and that, do you know what I mean? Like the fact.
Lad, it comes down to you thinking the word good is a acceptable word to use. So he said like, your thing was she's nice, or I had a good time. Or like we'll go out of here and if I'd go, that was unbelievable. That. If you went, it was good. I'd be like, that's. The way I described it, Jacob, earlier was 5 smiley faces. Say you've had an online chat with someone, do you know what I mean? And you get to rate them out of 5. There's like a red smiley face, then another one, whatever. Then a middle one, that's like yellow. And it goes up to green. The green's excellent. The red is poor. Good is in the middle. Yeah. And it's yellow with a straight line. And I don't think we should use the word good.
But what if we don't have an unbelievable night out, but we don't have a poor night out? We have somewhere in between where...
I'm not saying a night out. Most nights out are just good.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if you say not to use that word, but how can you distinguish?
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. I'm just saying we, myself included, we use it as a blanket word. Do you think? And like, how are you? Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, but... I'd agree with that. In that context, it is. But like, to other things, it could be used... It's used in different ways. In every context, it could be used. It's completely different. Like I could say, like, we had a good night out, and I could be proper passionate about my night out, but just not like, oh my god, it was amazing. It went amazing. It went extraordinary night out, but we had a nice time. It was good. That's what I'd describe it as.
Yeah, I've just had a little brainwave there, right? Yeah. So yeah, if you said to
someone,
now, then. If someone said to you, "How are you?" and you went, "Yeah, I'm okay," no one questions that. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's sound." How are you, Jay? Yeah, I'm okay. That's sound. But if someone said, how was the podcast last night? You went, yeah, it went okay. People go, oh, really? Just okay? Yeah,
you are right there, yeah.
So people don't question when you feel okay, but they question when this is only okay. They're like, what? The night out was only okay? Or the podcast was only okay? But when you say I'm okay, we just dismiss it.
It depends who you speak to. You could speak to somebody who doesn't really speak about themselves much. For example, like me and you, if I asked you, you're like, I'm okay.
No, I'd be like, I'm fantastic.
No, but if I said to you, you went, I'm okay, I go, you're just okay? Because usually you're bouncing off the walls, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd probably go, oh, how come just okay, lad? But like, for example, if there was somebody, well, how are you, lad? And he's like, oh, I'm okay. I'd be like, I might not even question it, do you know what I mean? I might just think I'll be sound then, do you know what I mean?
No, I don't mean like looking out for someone. Like
no, but I'm using that in context, you know what I mean?
Proper. When you pass someone, you're like, hi mate, how are you? Yeah, I'm okay. We never stop and think. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're saying that because they're feeling depressed or whatever. I'm just saying part of our language is okay. And like,
but I don't know,
spice up your language, lad. Do you know what I mean?
How can you use sometimes?
Oh, I'm great. I'm fantastic.
You might use
boss. Boss is a very good word. Like, boss is a boss word.
Is boss a Scouse word?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. But asking him, he's not in front of him. No, but that's why I was asking. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
And that is it is a boss word.
Covers everything, lad. Everything, yeah.
No, but like there's some Scouse words which to me like
it's like a thing. What's that word like, where it's
heavy? Heavy can mean good, bad, and somewhere in between. I had a heavy night, which means I had a good night, or I got a bit heavy, meaning it got a bit weird.
Yeah. I called a girl heavy once in an old job. I was like, they were like, are you into her? And I was like, no, I'm a Scouse. And they were like, oh, you're into her, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, she's heavy. Like, I didn't like fancy her, but I was like, yeah, she's heavy. And they were like, well, and that she was not like, there was nothing that make you think she's fat or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not on that, I'd be like offending her. Like, she wasn't like that. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, she's not. And I was like, no, she's heavy, bro. And you were like, what do you mean? And I was like, and then they were like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be saying how good looking this girl is. Like, fast forward like 4 months down the line, they told me on a night out, they were like, oh, we thought you was calling her fat. And I was like, I am not going to describe it. You shouldn't describe someone as heavy anyway, but from that day I said I won't use that phrase because it can be misconstrued.
Yeah, but it depends. You got to sort of
because that's what heavy means.
Yeah, but you've got to
20
read,
stone.
You've got to read the situation, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? If you're
I
sad,
never read that situation.
No, you didn't see that. You didn't need that.
Second day on the job, and they were like, "You into her?" I was like, "She's heavy." That could have been, "Are you into her?" No, she's fat. That's what they thought I've just said. Do you know what I mean? You got to be careful.
You have, but like,
do you know what I mean? In it, lads. Come on, sorry.
Boy, I just think there's so many good Scouse phrases out there. The
Like,
words we
What's
say.
your favourite Scouse phrase? Mine's brassig. For skint. It's like proper your dad's era. Like, oh, I'm brassig. Love it, lad. You don't hear it much.
I might have to think about this, and like ask this question again because you put me on the spot, and I reckon
do you know what I love? On toes. I don't know if that's just Scouse. Do you know what that means?
Nah, but
we were on toes like years ago.
Be on toes.
You'd be running away on toes.
I can imagine. I can hear a Cockney already saying it now.
Can you? Yeah.
Get on your toes, mate.
Do you know Clobbers? Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah. Scorers.
Is it? Yeah.
Monkey is as well, I think.
I know monkey is, but I didn't know Clobber was.
There's quite a few words that I think there's quite a bit of vocabulary which is.
Yeah. The boot will have their own slang, Jay.
No, they don't actually.
No,
we don't really talk. We just snarl each other. We just go. Just a nod of approval. A nod of approval, and we've been doing social distancing for ages. To be honest with you. No, but it's just, you know what, I think as much as we're going to go through this as well, we're probably going to learn more stuff about Liverpool we didn't even know. Do you know what I mean?
So the paper cup who coming on the charity we've got, we can say that, can't we? It's going to be, there's a fella who I've been out with, and he's a tour guide at Liverpool, lad. So he comes out on a Monday, and when we go out on a Monday, he'll be like, do you know this building? And he tells you all about it.
All mad facts in there.
Yeah, he's a tour guide of Liverpool, lad.
And it's mad, like, obviously we were discussing like Black Lives Matter before. Like, Liverpool is an amazing city which has been built up on slave trade.
Yeah, I think most people knew that though.
Yeah, and like,
I think if you look at these buildings that they don't build anymore, and it's all glass, you've got to question why. Oh yeah, because we were the slave hub of the world.
We found ourselves eventually on the wrong side of the country.
We did. Like,
our port was so biggest in Europe, I think, at one stage, because it was direct route from obviously
America,
here to New York was a direct link, and we used to always do. And
that's why there's loads of Irish here as well, you know.
Yeah, well, my granddad's from Portsmouth, lived here for 60 odd years, and he found out to be met me nan through coming off the ships at Bootle. Yeah. And everyone used to go for pints on the dinner. So
just never moved from Bootle.
No, what is it? He's in a...
Is your granddad from Bootle? Yeah.
No, he's from Portsmouth.
No, but
No, yeah, on my dad's side.
Bootle side of the family?
Yeah. So all my dad's side are from Bootle, and my mum's are from Waterloo. And actually, my nan's from Bootle.
Is she?
My nan's from Bootle, but my granddad's actually from...
Nan.
Oh, she's amazing, my nan. She's amazing. And biggest compliment I'd ever say is I'm the person I am today because of me nan.
Yeah, lad, I would agree, actually, I would agree, definitely. You are.
That's the biggest compliment I can give to your family, and some of the sayings my nan used to say to me.
Oh, lad, that story about your granddad with the bottle of wine. Oh, you're not going to say that on the podcast, are you?
No, we're not going into this. We're going to do an after hours one too, the explicit version.
I'm intrigued now.
No, we'll tell you later, lad.
We'll tell you later. No, but like little stuff like my nan used to say, you know, if he crawled in a bucket of shit, he'd still come up clean.
Lad, you would.
And it's so clean. It's so true.
You're like a cat. You land on your feet, lad. Yeah. Did you not say this about
No, not about me.
Oh,
about Alex Ferguson. I think it was fucking whiskey nose every time we come on the telly.
You are that kid though, lad. You always land on your feet.
No, Wacko does.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon? No, you do always land on your feet, lad. There's never. You don't. Do you know why it is, bro? Do you know what it is? Because you don't worry. When stuff's going wrong with
I do.
Yeah, will be wrong to the outside. You're like the phrase. Are you all right? I'm gonna have to be. We all. That's where they got it from. I ask him something. Are you gonna be all right? Yeah. Are things gonna be all right? It's gonna have to be in it. And I'm like, yeah, lad, it is. Yeah. At the end that's where I've got that outlook. Not the outlook, but the phrase.
Yeah, like I always looked at life, and I was always a bit what's the word I'm looking for? No, I'd say a bit shy with stuff. I don't think people wouldn't say I'm shy. When you get to know me, I am not shy in the slightest, but at first I am.
I wouldn't say you're shy.
No, but I always found myself a bit sort of on the edge of groups, reserved, and then over time I've sort of thought, like, why is anybody different to me? Why should we there's some stuff that people worry about, which is just general human nature, and people's own sort of insecurities, which at the end of the day mean jack shit. If you want to live the best life you possibly can, it's a positive
mental attitude, like
mental attitude, straight attitude, where you're thinking everything, you want to do stuff for a reason. That's part of one of the reasons why I've done this as well, because I think at the same time it'd be so good for me, because obviously people are so good for the pair of us as well as mentally, physically, what we're going to take in.
Oh yeah, it's hard work getting up them stairs.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. What we're going to take in and get from it is going to be so
Lads,
good.
we're going to be dead in 80 years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I look back on my life when I'm, what am I now? When I'm 104, 80 years, 70. 70 years, probably, lad. Let's say we live to 100.
Yeah.
If I look back and was like, I had it there for the taking with anything. This prime example, it was there. We had an idea, we had a concept, we had the means of doing it.
Yeah, we had the people, we
had
had
everything. But the only reason I didn't do it was because
I was a bit asked what they said.
Yeah,
about
it'd look weird if this happened, lad. In my opinion, if you buy into someone else's opinion, you sell yourself short, bro. Because also, first of all, why you care, and second of all, if you actually think that everyone's looking at you like, oh my god, they've started a podcast, or oh my god, did you know she's wearing that? Like, how big's your ego? First of all, no one's talking about you that much.
There's more important things in life than like
worry about when
what other
bad things
people
happen.
think. I wanted to rob this exactly off what something Jack put on his story. Like, care what other people think about it, but only care what the people you actually care about think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody I don't really give a fuck about says something about me, I don't really care. But if somebody I like it, admire it, I like him as a person, says something I heard about it, I'd be a bit like, shit.
But but the thing with that is the people you've got around you, let's call them your circle, your tribe, whatever, those people that, if they've got something to tell you, there's a way of telling you. But if you care about it, the social media thing's mad, because you can get like haters, for lack of a better way, people giving you shit
I think
online
social
straight
media
away.
is one of the greatest things that ever happened, but also one of the worst. I think I'd love to live in
Very generic phrase there, Jay. It's so good. But
no.
Fast.
Let me get to the explanation and all become clear. Like, it's great to know. For example, I might not see somebody for 6 months, and I know exactly what he's done in them 6 months.
Love that, lad.
I know everywhere he's went on holiday. I know what night out he's been with what people. You can sort of picture stuff in your head. You might not see.
She's got a new job and that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? How's your new job going? Oh, I seen you done this. Back in the day, if you like, do you know what I mean? Like, discussions with people a lot more. I didn't have a clue what people. You don't have a clue what people are up to. So, do you know what I mean? It was all sort of. It was a lot more free, and you'd find stuff out by bringing them on the landline.
But I think that's good for like. Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but I think that's good for like those people you actually care about, who you've met on holiday, and you're like, we need to stay in touch. I think it's good for that. So the point I'm at with social media is, this was about 2-3 years ago. If I found myself like comparing myself to someone, or like,
it's an amazing, amazing platform. Don't get me wrong. It's so great
Sorry,
to
I
have.
thought I was speaking there, but I must have just been saying that in my head. We're both.
I'm off the podcast now.
So I'm looking for a second host for this podcast.
We're doing interviews next week.
Interview. Yeah. But sorry, I found myself at this point where I was like subconsciously comparing. You're getting 10 minutes, you're going on, and you're seeing someone's got more than you have, or like seems to be happy you are, and we're all guilty of it, lad. And like, you're lying if you say you've never done it. But
it's natural to have insecurities as well.
Not just insecurities. It was more like, oh, she's smashing it here with that job, or he's doing. Not like, I wish I looked like that, which girls get.
But people get a false
sense of reality.
But people, you see someone's Instagram, you might think he's the
highlight reel, bro.
The highlight reel. Do you know what I mean?
But the point I'm at now with it is, and I can only say this to people, I'll say it to everyone when they've got things with social media, is because this is how I started doing what I'm doing. That I deleted it for like a year, and I thought, nah, I should use it for
it's
good.
An amazing platform.
So then I started following what I wanted to see, reposting what I want to repost, and then I started being active on it. And it's now, if I see someone, like I was saying, this Michelle Obama thing or the Pinocchio thing, I seen someone put a post and I just thought, you're getting muted, because I don't need to see that, and that's all they ever post. Do you know what I mean? And it's for us to use to better ourselves. If you're spending, let's say, 2 hours a day, which we probably are on social media, and you're feeling bad at the end of it, what are you doing that for?
I know, yeah.
Use it for what you want to use it for. Bands, like art, travel pictures, food. Do you know what I mean?
And you can stay so much more in touch with people. Like, not even obviously friends and that, but for example, say if you love the Arctic Monkeys, for example.
Yeah,
They don't
lads.
even, you know, bad example, they don't really post
Parcels, lad, parcels
Parcels
are
are
great on
active. If you don't know them, listen to them.
Instagram. Yeah.
They show a platform of what they're gonna do,
How
sort
they
of
do it.
how they
Yeah,
do
oh,
it.
great.
Like, even just tours, like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone wants to go and see a band.
Backstage
Do you know
and
what I mean?
that,
But like,
yeah.
you know, it'd be great to see what Mark Rebier was like in America.
Or what he's having for his teeth
Yeah,
tonight.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can put everything on. You can see that now. Whereas
Yeah.
I think people in an older generation would look back and go, "I wish I had that." What you have, but then at the same
Yeah.
time they go, "I wish it didn't," because it just brings some like
Well,
negative aspects as well.
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I mean?
that's like life. I think it's I think it's gone up a bit to, it's turbo bad, and then it'll just level out as part of our
Yeah,
life. Like,
yeah.
It's only new, lad. It's like 9, 10
Yeah,
years
and
old.
it's always going to be changing in that as well.
Yeah.
But like, it's, I don't know, like,
Just to market to your wire.
what is your favourite type of social media?
my favourite app?
Yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram.
Definitely.
I think that my best content is Twitter, though. You know, I
Your
don't-
content yourself.
yeah, well, the people I follow, I just get a lot more out of
Yeah.
Twitter.
Do you know what Wacho said to me on?
Up the Scouts Twitter.
Do you know what? Well, do you know what? I've always had Wacho down as Twitter, lad. He loves Twitter.
Oh, he loves the
And
Twitter, doesn't he?
I've only got like 6 followers on Twitter because I made a new one, and he's one of them. So I just see what he reposts and have a look through. And he's active on Twitter, but he said to me, I was like, I'm not that into it. And he went, oh, lad, it's so negative. It's negative. Everything on there's like wind up, leathering people, bitching about people, trying to bring people down. And he said, you can't get away from that on Twitter. You can on Instagram.
Videos, me.
Instagram's main thing is videos, lad.
I know, but like,
I deleted Twitter and never got it back. Like,
Yeah.
I never, because lad, remember when I got 10,000 likes, something went viral, lad.
Yeah.
Like, I was active on Twitter, and I'm not tooting my own horn, like, that's not an achievement.
Yeah.
But I used to love Twitter, and then when I deleted all social media, I was like, I got it back, but for like,
That's it, like-
for like live streams.
yeah,
and
and like,
that. Is yours Twitter? Yeah.
I like
Facebook, me. I don't use it, but I like it.
Yeah, it's mad. Facebook, like, you go on Facebook and they go, "Is this you?" And they put a picture up, and your
it's
mates
seen
put
your
up,
face.
and it's 9 months ago of your face, and you're like,
Yeah, it
"The
is.
pigeons are watching me."
Yeah. On that note, where are we at with time, lad?
Yeah, sorry, we're at time, yeah.
Yeah, we're at time. Yeah. On
Right.
that note, so lad, I love that. You know, that was a belter.
That was episode 1.
It was, yeah. Same again next week. Pleasure, mate. Pleasure all, man.
But it's real.